Ever wondered that you've been practicing hoodoo and didn't even know it? People are saying that hoodoo is demonic, not realizing that their families been practicing since the beginning. We will look at some videos explaining how this can be. Let's talk about it.
You get hoodoo and witchcraft mixed up, okay? And that I don't know. Hoodoo black, witchcraft not. Okay? Real simple, real easy, okay? But you say you don't practice hoodoo. Okay, bet. Let me sweep your foot then. No! You said you don't practice hoodoo. So let me sweep your foot. You said you don't practice hoodoo. Let me put your purse on the floor. Let me put your purse on the floor. You said you don't practice hoodoo. Let me go ahead and open up an umbrella in your house. You said you don't practice hoodoo. What your granny used to say about you taking a bath on your period? Can you hold a baby while you on your period? Can you take that baby out the house after it's burned? Huh? But you don't practice hoodoo. Okay. Absolutely. You got it, baby cakes.
Who would ever think that all these superstitions were actually hoodoo practices?
Now, this next video is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, especially for you Christians, because little do you guys know that the church, Christianity, and hoodoo practices are all tied in one. And those lovely ladies are the mothers of the church has been the very well-known practitioners that have been practicing hoodoo since the beginning of time.
Natural nature magic. This has been alive and well in the church even during slavery. Them women that used to wear all white, those are high priests. Those are your great grandmothers. And they say things.
Yep.
Simplistic things, but like have profound meaning.
It was the power behind it too.
It was the power and the intention.
Mm-hmm.
And so where I'm from, Deep South, Alabama.
Yep. Alabama.
You know, where I'm from, Deep South, Alabama, what we used to do in those country churches.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't sing like, contemporary music. We used to do
hymns. Mm-hmm.
We used to do stuff like that, but we didn't know what that was. That's a conjuring.
Yes, talk about it.
That's a conjuring. So the actual way what we Southerners call we call it we don't call it magic. We call it the way.
The way.
We call it the way. The way. The way. Water. The way.
Yep.
And so the energy with gold and metal, the energy thinking of and it's being trapped, it's basically electromagnetic frequencies.
Wow.
That attract or repel certain things because all things are energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of the reasons when we say like in the Pythian temple, in the Masonic temple, the Odd Fellows, the Melchizedeks, we say that there are no jewels allowed in jewels allowed in the temple for that matter, because the ultimate jewel is your body.
Wow.
There's copper and gold in your blood.
Right. Exactly.
There are metals in your blood.
Absolutely.
Why would you have a jewel on your body that's taking away from the conductive force of your blood?
How do you feel about wearing?
When I got to be 13, I went out in the wilderness and I prayed until I got converted, and I was baptized, and I came back. I got my right hand fellowship in the prayer house. that means that you are a member of the congregation.
You know, it is the music and the drumming which induces the possession of the Spirit. And so in a much milder way and limited way, that happens when we shout or get happy in our worship services. And the genius of black people is that we have never let the influence of the West rob us of our enthusiasm in our worship. I think what has made white Christianity so sterile is that somehow they bought into the business that to be emotional is to be unintellectual, and which is simply not true.
Come unto me and rest. Yes, thy head upon my breast.
I ain't trying to ruffle no feathers or nothing. Y'all ain't heard this shit from me. Matter of fact, yes you did. Tell them I said it. Biggest forms of witchcraft happen in that damn church. I mean, just think about it. Using the elements of water to baptize you. It ain't just symbolic. That's a ritual. They pray over it, they bless it, and they believe that it cleanses the soul, right? That kind of sounds like charging water with intention, aka water magic. But, you know, I could be wrong. Remember them candles that they had on them altars at church? Or just think about a candlelight vigil. Don't they light them, set them, pray over them, and use them to set the vibe? They also light them and call on their deity. Sounds like candle magic to me. Using the element of fire. What about that communion bread? Symbolic of the body of their God? Y'all never bat an eye. I ain't judging y'all because I used to tear them damn crackers up. That grape juice too. But the blood? Y'all really had us in there drinking the blood and eating the body of Christ? If that don't scream ritual, I don't know what does. Fused it with intention and divine energy, then consumed it. That sounds like earth magic, clear as day. I'm probably bugging though. What exactly is prayer itself? What is that wind coming out of your mouth? Isn't that the element of air? Words spoken out into the atmosphere carry intention and energy. And you ever been in a church where they all speaking in tongues? Yeah, that's manipulation of air energy. Moving right along though. You mean to tell me you never realize how the church keeps you in a trance? Repetition of music, as well as certain words that keep you in a loop. You know, when they singing that same line over and over and over, talking about take you to the king. And if you 5 years young, like why would you need to meet the king right now? It's meant to lull you in a meditative state. Now, think about all of those altar calls. Everybody going up there, they all in their emotions, they crying, feeling the spirit. They done worked your ass into an emotional high. Guess what? Now you open to suggestion and or influence. Or what does the pastor be doing when he's waving his hand over the congregation? You know, it's like they're pulling something out of you or casting blessings. Pretty sure that sounds like energy work. You know, moving that energy throughout the room, which is why you get waves of people that start shouting at the same time. Well, let me guess. It's cool when the pastor lay hands. But, I mean, y'all do know that's energy transference, right? They're channeling energy to heal or anoint. So what's the difference between that and Reiki or another healing spiritual practice? They call casting out demons exorcisms, right? Ain't shit but ritual work. You know, commanding spiritual entities like we do at U Botanica with that root work, especially them graveyard services. Let me clarify, I don't do the left-handed work. This is exactly why you have a team of people. We do it all. They use that holy oil to anoint people. They usually pray over them and rub it on their third eye. And similar to what we call oil magic. I think y'all catching the drift by now. Truth is, they use in all forms of magic. Mental, ritual, symbolic, all day, every day. And instead of owning it, you know what they do? They slap a name holy on it. They're gonna demonize anybody doing it outside of their framework. Funny, because they don't want you using your power. They tell you to fear it, actually. Yet, they're using the same exact thing against your ass. That's how they get to keep staying in charge. Well, that was the times of the past. It's a new day. A lot of people waking up to the bullshit. The next time somebody trying to remind you about magic, trying to call it demonic, tell them you peep game. Doing the same exact thing. They just scared to name it what it is. Because they don't want you to know who you are. Why would they? Get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Ciao. So what do you guys think? Do you think all of this is a bunch of buffoonery, or you think this is absolutely 100% true? You be the judge. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Spirits Talks. Till next time, stay dangerous.
I belong to God. You don't walk over me. You don't spit in my face. You don't talk to God's people, the prayer women of God, like their husbands. You can't do that. Because I'll turn my plate down on you and you might end up with one leg tomorrow.